are doing this live now.
Time to do my radio voice, and then we say this. Hit the music.
Oh, that was terrible.
You know what? I don't like you either. Hello and welcome to another episode of In Our Honest Opinion. I am Will, and joining me as usual is
Marvin.
And
Adam.
Hey! And we've got not one, not two. No, actually, yeah, just two.
Just two.
We've got two guests with us. Gentlemen, introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Jared.
Sounded like a Valley girl. I like it.
I'm Quack.
Hey, and for those who don't know, Jared and Quack are brothers from another mother's, but they are the two of four, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Those are numbers.
Of the of the Outcrowd podcast. You guys probably see us flirting with each other all the time. That's because we've got a thing for each other, and one day we're going to prove it to our spouses. Just ruin it all.
Yes, we are.
We want to welcome you guys to the show. We've got a bunch of stuff for those of you who want to know. We're going to be talking about Cupheads. We're going to talk about HBO going to the max, some Little Mermaid being drowned with Aquafina, and then we're going to have our Spider-Man review at the end. This is Spider-Man Far From Home. We'll give you our spoiler-free impressions
everywhere.
Yeah, and then we'll actually jump in and give you the spoiler-filled stuff. So, but before we do that, Marvin, you've got some things to say to the people.
I do. I'm a little upset.
Oh.
I'm a little upset. We haven't gotten as many people to give us a 5-star rating and written text review.
Shame.
We want to give.
Did my part,
and I appreciate it.
Yes, you did. We appreciate you for that.
And the
Kisses
digital
on the lips.
hugs, they're happening.
Yeah.
And we're getting feedback from people who listen to what you say. Your word is law, Jared.
Yeah, your word is law, Jared.
Don't get his head all big like that.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Go ahead.
Just so everyone knows, Jared doesn't fact check, nor does he bring anything.
Nothing valuable to the table. He just says words and people follow.
He gives digital hugs, though.
I was about to say, I think our president does that same thing. But yes, he does give digital hugs.
The actual president doesn't give digital hugs. He's kind of rapey. But
Yeah.
that's a whole other story altogether.
Jared would disagree with you. He loves the president.
I love Barack Obama. You're right.
I mean, Jared is a boomer, so...
Whoa.
These hipsters today. But yes, definitely give digital hugs, 5-star reviews, like, share, and all of that other fun stuff. Subscribe, right?
Yeah.
Over at inouronestopinion.com.
I just happened to notice you're using a mic stand.
I know.
Isn't it better?
Yes. Yeah, you didn't see it? I was all like, yo, I'm going to steal your reign of
No,
whatever.
I did not.
But
Now Adam is jealous.
but before we jump into that, we've actually got some comments to go through. You guys are familiar with this individual, Darth Zigzag, Mr. Opus Garza. So he took a listen to, what episode was this? To Bofum. And he states here, I got to be honest, I tried Black Mirror twice and I can't get into it. The first series was all sexual-based stories. Screw the pig or the girl dies. We turn your girlfriend into a porn star. And screw your wife while in a virtual simulation of an old experience of you screwing your wife. Wow, this is a lot. None of that appeals to me. Most of the stories seem to want to keep driving back to some sort of sexual taboo as its main driving point. Like Shut Up and Dance, which I loved, by the way.
Yeah.
In Series 3, that was the last episode for me. I also skipped White Christmas, Bandersnatch. Seriously, who has the time to sit in front of their TV and make choices about what the character does?
Ouch.
Not this guy.
Ouch.
Hey,
Why would you skip White Christmas? White Christmas is one of the best.
Yeah, Christmas is my favorite one.
It is.
yeah, and if I remember correctly, Quack, you actually are a Black Mirror like fan, aren't you?
You actually are black, right?
No, but I am.
He saw it in the mirror.
Aren't we all a little black on the inside? But you are.
I do enjoy Black Mirror. The only season I haven't enjoyed is this latest one.
It didn't feel as Black Mirror-like to me.
No, it didn't feel like Black Mirror. It just felt like regular stories.
Yeah, just kind of character pieces. It didn't have that weird twist.
It was.
Yeah.
It was still enjoyable, in my opinion. So.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. But you're right to an extent that it wasn't as dark, I think, or as far fetched as some of the others. All the tech we've seen before, and the stories. But I thought the stories were solid. You know what I mean? I enjoyed it, especially the first two, and then the one with what's her name, Jared, your girlfriend, Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
That is your
do we
girlfriend.
get to see her naked?
No.
No.
I'm not watching.
And you
Well, I
haven't
mean,
seen any.
You get to see her robot naked.
Yeah,
so
that's-
and the robot is her.
the
So
Ashley
technically,
2.
yes.
Yeah.
And the robot complains about a plug being put somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's
and you get
right,
to see where the plug is put. So
right up your alley.
yeah.
I don't watch it.
But so I mean, I we enjoyed it as well. I think it's a good one overall. This one I'm going to transition to. It's another comment from Opus Garza, but this one's directed towards Adam, and it says, "Adam, Stranger Things comment: Spielberg meets Carpenter feel." That comment nailed it for me. That's been my biggest draw to the series. So much nostalgia, kind of like a horror version of E.T. Have you guys
Sure.
seen Stranger Things?
Oh man,
Yes.
wait.
Jared, did you see
To
the
these two,
newest
sorry.
season?
To Quack, you said you have?
Yeah, I'm current. Jared, did you watch the third season?
I've watched the first and second season, and I just watched the first episode of season 3 last night.
Oh, okay. All right. Marvin, you watched season 3 yet?
I saw the first 2 minutes of season 3. What time is it? About an hour ago.
Perfect. So
Yeah.
you're caught up.
Something.
Yeah, Han dies at the end. And then Adam, you're current?
I think I'm 2 episodes out from finishing season 3.
Okay. I didn't realize it was 8 episodes.
Adam likes to let other people finish first.
How thoughtful. That's why Jared wants
Such a
you.
gentleman.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes so much more sense now.
Yep.
So thanks for letting me finish it first.
Aye, aye, aye.
So sleepy. Let me ask you guys this, right? Because Stranger Things has a huge, I think, fan base, right? That and they're passionate. I enjoy the show. I don't love it. It's well put together. You know what I mean? And I've watched all 3 seasons. Hell, I binged it on the 4th. I was like, all right, well, let's get this done.
It's
Um,
good, but
But are you guys super fans?
I love the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were gonna say, Adam?
it's good, but I wind up I wind up forgetting characters. I still don't know all the kids' names.
Yeah, I don't know their name.
There's Will, Dustin,
Were you
I
gonna
almost
say
said
Jughead?
Justin,
Oh, okay.
Mike. What was it? Mike the Black Kid?
Yeah, that sounds
No,
right.
Lucas is the black kid.
Oh, that too.
Wait.
Thanks.
That's actually the worst part about it for me is that I forget the main characters and their names.
Yeah.
Hopper.
None of
Winona
it
Ryder.
none of
Winona
it
Ryder's the weakest link out of the whole show, by the way. I think
I
she's
mean,
terrible.
and it's terrible to have her working in a store by herself. You know she's going to steal everything.
That is true.
She's
Oh,
gonna,
yeah.
she's just going to run out with all of it.
That's why they keep her coked up so she won't steal anything because she wants more coke. New coke.
New Coke,
Yeah,
yeah.
there it is. That's I'm gonna leave that there. That's all I got on comments. Zigzag, thank you so much. We do want to apologize. Last week's episode got cut short. We had no idea that happened. I guess it was a technical issue.
I had no idea how.
It just stopped
It just
recording.
stopped in the middle of a conversation actually happening. Outro played, done.
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
So sorry about that. But
Whoops.
let's
Or you mean 2 episodes ago?
Oh, it was 2 episodes ago.
'Cause
They're
we're-
all a blur.
Because
It's all a
we're
blur. We want to go ahead and
Or
have a
one episode? I don't
conversation.
know.
I don't know.
We want to have a conversation about Chick-fil-A.
Oh. Tell them what Chick-fil-A is for people who don't know.
Jared, I'm gonna let you tell people what Chick-fil-A is.
All right. So, it's basically the best chicken sandwich restaurant around, and Mormons love it.
They do.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
It
do.
also has waffle fries, which are amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy, but I mean, they are good. And I don't know why. Like, I'm not a fan of steak fries, and I know people like really like those.
What?
And I
You don't
feel
like
like it's
wedges?
stupid because like fries are fries, but like steak fries, I'm just all like, I may as well just bite a potato. Like, there's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
no point.
It's amazing. It's seasoned perfectly.
Not all the time.
So
You're getting terrible steak fries.
when I was growing up with Chick-fil-A, I always hated their fries because I never got them fresh. Like they were always cold. Like every single time I got them, and they were awful. But when they're hot, they're really good.
Pretty good, yeah. Jared, did you get cold fries today?
No, I don't usually get fries. I just get the 4 chicken sandwiches, and then I'm out.
Oh wow.
Wow, that's
Jared's just there for protein.
yeah, that's
Okay.
exactly what that is.
Goes in and asks for an entire deep fried chicken.
Yeah.
Put it on a bun.
Keep the beak on it.
Pretty much.
That's hilarious. You go through 4 chicken sandwich. Which chicken sandwich? Because they've got quite a few, which blows my mind when it's all the same thing.
None of the grilled ones.
Okay.
So either
I
the
respect that.
Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich, or the spicy one, or the deluxe. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
You get the number 2 deluxe. That's the best one.
Yeah, that one goes hard in the paint, dude.
Oh okay.
Did anybody try that new one with the barbecue or whatever on it?
I don't deviate. I just get the normal chicken
Yeah.
sandwich.
Because
Amen.
I was wondering how that was.
I didn't.
Here,
You guys.
Anyone?
I'll get one here in a minute, and I'll tell you.
Oh my god. Are you at Chick-fil-A now?
No, but I'm going.
Oh.
Jared, I swear, if you're stopping at Chick-fil-A, you're getting something.
Yeah. We're gonna need to
What?
hear about this in your next episode.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're stopping and getting something, I want some.
Yeah. With
Yep.
those
Really?
nice cow calendars.
I don't think he has a choice at this point. You got to get it for him.
Jared should actually make a Chick-fil-A run in the cow costume.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
That would be good.
Those aren't his udders,
That would be
folks.
sweet.
Hey, Jared, let me ask you this. Oh, no.
Why is that cow
Oh,
only got
no.
one udder?
It's really like veiny.
Yeah.
That is not the best kind of chicken.
This is getting inappropriate for your pod.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. We're gonna go ahead and pull out.
Yes.
So today, right? We were. I jumped in your guys' Discord, right? And I was frustrated because I was sitting in the drive-thru for Chick-fil-A for about 20 minutes before I can order. And it made me mad. It made me mad at everyone who actually goes to Chick-fil-A for lunch during lunchtime. I don't I don't care that that's logical. I'm not a fan of it. And so all of a sudden I get a call, and it was great because I'm pulling up to the window, and I was actually like, I was pretty annoyed because they were searching for a cup holder by the time you called, Jared. And when I saw your name pop up, I was all like, all right, well, this better brighten my day up. And come to find out, you were in the line too.
Kindred spirits.
Yeah, I waited 35 minutes before I got a sandwich in my belly.
Damn.
Wow.
Is it always that bad there for you? Jinx?
Can't go to Chick-fil-A at lunchtime.
Yeah.
Marvin and
There'll
I.
be like a line of cars. They do a dual line, but there'll still be a line of about 35 cars in front of you.
Damn.
That's yeah.
I was just gonna say
Mormons.
that Marvin and I just had our Owen Wilson moment.
We did.
Oh, you guys with the wows?
Wow.
Yeah, wowed at the same time.
Wow.
That was good.
Yeah, that was
That
pretty
was
good.
good. Yeah. Just don't commit suicide.
Oh, wow.
He didn't
I'll
commit.
try my best.
He tried.
He failed.
He failed.
Which,
so he
if-
didn't commit.
You're right. You're right.
He has problems with commitment.
Oh.
Oh,
He's like Cars 3. I'm there.
I mean, maybe it was a response to him making another crappy movie with Vince Vaughn.
Hey, Wedding Crashers was a phenomenal movie.
Sucks.
Wedding Crusher was really
The
good.
dinner
I
table
hate
scene
It gets me every time.
every time. Isla Fisher, I want that.
Oh,
but he'll ride the Cars train until it's over.
Yeah. Him and Mater.
I mean, okay, so serious, unpopular opinion. Wedding
love-
Crashers, I did not really laugh or find that movie funny.
Really?
You have
Yeah.
no soul.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with you. You're a monster.
You sure you still want to make love to him?
Yeah, but
I like the zero hesitation, by the way. Thank you for that.
He wants to be the one to save him.
That's good.
As a matter of fact, the internship is a better movie.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
yeah, I can get on that.
Oh, no.
We are back on.
It's
Well-
funny. It's funny because I was just trolling. Like, I really don't like either.
God.
Come on, man.
This is a roller coaster.
Yeah, it is of emotions and, I guess, blood flow.
Yeah.
With that being said, let's go ahead. We're going to switch to our first topic, right? And this one, if I remember correctly, you guys, especially Quack, I think you guys are fans of HBO, right?
I was a fan of Game of Thrones. I want to get rid of my HBO subscription, but my sister and Jared won't let me.
Oh.
Oh, that's right.
Go watch The Leftovers. It's really good.
It is
Yeah.
really good. Yeah.
There's a few shows on HBO I want to watch, but I just never bring myself around to doing it.
Yeah.
So while we aren't talking HBO, how about The Wire? Have you guys seen it?
I haven't.
I haven't. I don't even know what it is.
Oh, it's a piece of like metal, like string, kind of like. No, it's a
Oh,
different-
right.
I was gonna say the entire show is just like a zoom in on a wire.
It's the one that went into Kanye's mouth when he got in that car wreck.
Oh,
He made a song about it.
Spitting through the wire.
Yeah.
nice. So HBO though, I've had a subscription for a very long time. I think they have some phenomenal programming, including Game of Thrones. But recently they've announced that, or today actually, they just announced that they're coming out with HBO Max. It's a partnership with was it
Time Warner.
with Time Warner? That's what it is.
Or it's just Time Warner exploiting HBO.
That's exactly what it is. AT&T with their Time Warner.
Yeah.
Is that who it is?
Farewell DC Universe.
Yep.
Good God.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was just reading before I read that article that AT&T plans to have their streaming service via Time Warner, and then I saw the HBO Max thing.
So it says existing shows like Game of Thrones, Big Little Lies will be available on HBO Max, but then they've got some exclusive shows, which is going to be Dune, The Sisterhood. Have you guys seen Dune at all?
The original
Yeah.
Dune, a long time ago.
You guys have?
Dude, I'm a huge fan of Dune, but I have no interest in that show.
And The Sister. How about you guys? Quack, Jared, you guys watch Dune?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Long time ago, yeah. They've got something called Tokyo Vice, another thing called The Flight Attendant, Love Life, Station 11, Made for Love, and Gremlins, an animated Gremlins series.
Yay!
I'll only jump on this if they get Loveline with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla. And they bring that back.
Yeah?
Then I will consider it.
Dude, it's great. I think Jared probably knows what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yes.
Jared probably knows of all original programming on television. Jared's probably a
I was gonna say because I'm not sure Quack would know about Loveline, like the
No.
show, not the
Jared's
the
been there
radio.
since the start, though. He remembers the black and white.
Yeah. The Big Bang.
Say what I was ordering.
TV screens were like 5 inches or something like that.
Yeah.
The original ones.
Hey, Jared, did you have to crank the television to watch cartoons? Is that a thing?
Yeah, you actually had to sit in front of that, like 2 foot out, because the picture was so bad.
Yeah. That makes sense as
And
to
then
why your
Dad
forearms
came
are
in.
so big.
Oh, that's
And
why
your
it's
dad
forearms are
came
big.
in, turned that to channel 2, and he reached up and clicked the big knob.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then
Click.
the power, like,
I don't know
power
why.
kind of went out a little bit as it changed channel. It was tough, man.
I'm really thinking of Steamboat Willie when he's turning the wheel and whistling right
Yeah.
now. I don't know why.
That's Jared
Yeah.
whistling and tapping his feet.
Do, do, do.
Yeah, we need to film you doing that, Jared, in black and white and all. So it
Only
says,
if it's Mark.
I am a videographer.
here we go. Their press statement said HBO Max will bring together the diverse riches of Warner Media to create programming and user experiences not seen before in a streaming platform. HBO's world-class programming leads the way, the quality of which will be the guiding principle for our new array of Max originals, our exciting acquisitions, and the very best of Warner Brothers libraries. Starting with the phenomenon that is Friends, said Roger Greenblatt, chairman, Warner Media and direct-to-consumer, whatever the hell. It's crazy that they're bringing stuff over from New Line, DC Entertainment, CNN, TNT, TBS, CW, Turner Classic Movies, Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, Crunchyroll, Rooster Teeth, and Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
That's a big list.
That is.
Time Warner has a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but
Yeah. That'll interest me.
You said that'll interest you?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll have to see it, but it sounds interesting.
Yeah, that's a lot to be pulling from,
But
though.
what? How much is that going to be a month? That's the question.
That's the question, right?
Is
there.
it going to be like $40 or $50 a month? And then if we watch too much, it's going to go into overage, and we got to pay extra. That was
Isn't that Comcast that does that?
No, it's AT&T.
Is it?
Sure.
Instead of only seeing peak numbers during major whatever, blah, blah. I thought there was something else useful there, but there isn't. But I am curious because I thought upon initially reading this that it was just going to be like, all right, well, it's going to be some new like HBO stuff and then some new like stuff from some of these other channels. But it looks like literally that's all they did. This is like a new Hulu, is what it is.
Yeah, and it's going to be a lot of programming.
Yeah, and HBO doesn't. I mean, they don't like BS as far as production goes. Like their shows have money thrown behind them.
Sure, but it's definitely
They have Shailene Woodley. I don't know what that girl's name is, but in Big Little Lies or whatever,
yeah.
the weird looking chick.
Mary Jane that got cut from Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Secret Life of American Teenager or something like that.
Sweet Jesus,
She
you
got
guys,
preggers.
Woodley. That's her last name. You guys know that like all other shows that she was on.
Yeah,
I have zero clue. Wasn't
When
she
she
on
was
one of
on-
those tween shows or
She
tween
was-
movies?
yeah.
I don't know. She looks evil in that picture.
The wannabe Hunger Games
That's what it was. Yeah, that
Divergent?
Wannabe
Yeah.
Hunger. Yep.
or whatever it was.
Oh, is that who we're talking about?
Yeah.
I was a little lost there for a second, not gonna lie.
yeah, I was actually pulling up. I pulled up the photo and I was trying to send it in the Discord so that way you guys could see it. But yeah, are you pulling it up to throw it in there?
I'm looking.
Camera roll.
I mean,
Yeah, she is in that Big Little Lies show or whatever.
She is right. I'm just making sure I'm not going crazy. I
Yeah.
accidentally sent it in pod questions. Whatever, man. It's in there. Oh, there it is. Recording.
yeah, but is she really that big of a draw? I mean, I don't care about her.
Yeah, I don't think she is.
Okay.
Yeah, wait, what did we say about her? She's gonna be in one of these shows?
That she's
She's in Big Little Lies.
Yeah. That she's in that show, and I don't know, man. Just like the idea that they're going to be creating more crap like this. I don't know. I'm not on board with this. And as much as I love HBO, I think Marvin, you said it at the beginning, right? That she's or not she. Her
She's
damn
All
pictures
That?
in the way. Yeah, she's all that. Great movie. But that this is them just kind of piggybacking off the HBO name or
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
That's why it's called
people to come
freaking
over.
HBO Max.
Max.
Yeah, it's just
It's not piggy, but they're just like
they're just exploiting it. That's all they're doing. So
Is that Jared talking in the background to the
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A people?
Can I interject for a second?
Yeah,
Just getting
sure.
it, dude.
Zach's here. Does anyone care to say hi? Or
Zach
what
is
going
here?
on? Zach is officially here.
What, did you
Hello.
pick him up?
Yeah. So, okay, nobody wants to say hi. That's fine. Okay, keep
hello.
going.
I already said hello.
Yeah, Adam did say hi first. I
Yeah.
guess.
he did.
We'll give him credit this time.
Hi. You gotta speak up.
I mean, Zach's not gonna talk. He's in the truck. All he does in the truck is sit in the corner on his phone.
And read a Divergent novels.
You're gonna have to bleep that out. Don't get me on your podcast if you don't want.
That's funny. That's so sad. You shouldn't be reading Divergent novels. You should read The Lord's Good Book. Sorry, that's not true. You'll fall asleep. Let me go ahead and switch to another one here, right? Recently, there's been a lot of flack online because they announced The Little Mermaid is going to be a person of color, right? A singer, what the heck's her name? She's like
Halle Bailey.
Halle Berry. We're just going to call her Halle
Yes, Halle Bailey. You're right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Told you.
I was like, is it swapped around? Did you say it was the way you said it that confused me? But what I find interesting is that so they're not giving that, or they're giving a lot of flack on that, right? I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on this because I think we spoke about this in the last episode. But Zach, Quack, Jared, are you Little Mermaid fans?
Sure, original fan. Yeah.
Yeah, because she's hot, you know. Just I thought she was hot.
She was also 14. Just saying.
Zach's still 14, isn't he? So nothing to worry about there.
Well, like it's hard. Like I'm fully on board for the Lion King redo because it's not like they're not recasting in a way that you're gonna see them. It's still voice actors, so I'm totally on board. But I still haven't seen Aladdin, and I don't care to. And so I kind of feel the same about Little Mermaid. I just don't think that it doesn't draw me in because I don't want to see something retold.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to Mulan. I'm not gonna lie.
Mulan. I'm looking.
But I watched the trailer of that, and it looks like they totally changed some of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a musical at all either. I was reading an article today where they took out the music. So.
Yeah.
She was like already a good fighter, and there was none of this like, how are we going to find you a mate or whatever, a match if you're still like you keep messing up. But in this movie trailer, she wasn't messing up. They found her match, and she was a good fighter. Like I feel like they screwed up the story.
So is Mulan gonna have that little dragon dude?
I don't think so. The Eddie Murphy.
It better.
Is Eddie Murphy gonna dress up as a dragon?
Whoa!
Yeah.
He was fired up on that.
I don't. So Mulan does look interesting. I think the production behind that looks amazing.
It should have been Jackie Chan as Mulan.
Because hey, did you guys watch Beauty and the Beast? What? Yeah, I just heard that too.
I was waiting for someone to say something.
It would have been great casting.
I think so. He's just, Uncle.
Yeah,
that's terrible.
And then hopefully Chris Tucker shows up somewhere.
Yeah,
because for some odd reason, but
Chris Tucker could be the dragon.
And it winds up being Rush Hour 4.
Yes.
I don't want another Rush Hour. I'm good with Rush Hours. But I think the production behind Mulan looks great. Aladdin is whatever, hit or miss. But the one thing that I think that everyone here at least has said, right, is that these movies look like they're on sets, whereas Mulan doesn't. I think Mulan benefits from the fact that it looks like it was filmed like on location.
It actually looks
almost like China's a real place.
It actually looks good.
Yeah.
Like as far as like from an aesthetic.
Yeah.
I mean, it actually looks good. It doesn't look cheap.
No, it doesn't. But I think we had actually spoken about this in season 1. I think they're spending like 250, 300 million on this on Mulan alone.
So they're spending more on it?
Yeah, they're spending a ton of money on it.
I don't think production's ever been the problem. I think I haven't seen the trailer to the Little Mermaid, but I saw the trailer to Mulan, and the production isn't what kills it for me. It's kind of just, I don't know, they changed things up that were such a big part of my childhood.
Yeah. Which of the Disney live action remakes have you seen?
I haven't seen Aladdin, but I saw
Beauty and the Beast.
Pretty much all of them, I think.
Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast, Jungle Book.
I saw both of those, and then Maleficent, even though that was technically kind of a retelling.
I forgot about that. I just saw the trailer for that.
Snow White.
Yeah, they did do Snow White.
They did
Cinderella as well.
Snow White? What?
Yeah.
Disney did not.
I thought they did.
I thought that was that.
It was Universal.
Check. Oh, does that?
You're talking about that Huntsman crap?
The one with
Huntsman
Kirsten Stewart?
With mouth breather?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I've seen them all except for Aladdin. That one was one of my favorites, and so I really don't want to see it
ruin it for yourself. good. Don't.
Yeah.
See it.
Don't see it.
Best movie of the year.
Oh, Disney's currently working on a Snow White live action.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. All right.
Hopefully,
I saw a thing that said they were working on like 20 remakes.
Not surprised.
and
Yeah, they're working on all their old big ones. They're making into live
The
action.
was
Disney
gonna-
Princess Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
I was gonna say because it's gonna be very easy money for them.
Yeah, they're
So-
guaranteed to make profit off of all of them. But so
And
here's
then they're just going to go ahead and make animated versions based off the live action remakes.
full circle, but CG, not hand drawn. Those days are done. It's the next evolution. So, my issue is that like they were given a lot of flack, right? Because they casted a young black girl, right, as Ariel, and so like ultimately that part doesn't bother me. I actually like the fact that the girl's a singer, but what I think is unfair is that then nobody's pissed off whatsoever at, and I didn't catch this until I sent you guys that article,
Yeah.
but you guys know who Scuttle is, right?
Yeah.
That it's Aquafina. They gender swapped it, so now, and Aquafina was in Crazy Rich Asians, and she's a stand-up comedian that I can't stand. No pun intended. But you know, and there's nothing that's been said on that, and it's just like, so then why are we getting so choosy about everything? Why don't we just watch it and see how, well, I guess how they ruin it for Quack?
Yeah. Mine's I don't like they can cast whoever. I don't have any problem with it being a ethnic actress that's taking over what should be a white role. I've given people crap for doing the opposite when it's supposed to be ethnic and they put a white person in. Like I don't
Yeah.
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 I don't mind that part. I just don't really want to see it all retold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I think you guys here don't agree with me on this, but I would have taken a frame for frame like remake of the animated films done in live action.
I would have been fine with that.
I'd have been
Yeah.
perfectly okay with that. They didn't have to change or add anything else. It'd be cool to see it done, you know, with people and
Yeah, I would enjoy that, or they could even just update it to animation, like our current day animation.
CG. Yeah,
No.
I would have done that
Yeah.
route too.
I think what Disney, the Philharmonic, had
Yep,
like
that's what
updated.
I was. Remember, and have you guys been to Disneyland or Disney World?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if they have it at Disneyland, but here in Florida, we're blessed to have the most magical place on earth. And we've got Disney World, right, where they have the Disney Philharmonic ride, and they actually do some of the bigger songs from their movies with all CG characters. And it looks pretty cool. And it's one of those rides that never has a wait time because the theater's so big and not enough people actually, I think, give a damn about it. But every time I watch it, I enjoy it. And I'm like, yeah, just do this to the movie. And yes, I'll gladly go pay my $14 and watch it in theater. And I think a crap ton of other people would do it too.
Yeah.
Stop casting Hermione.
I was gonna say, I didn't even know what that was.
The Philharmonic one?
Yeah, I didn't even know what that was. Instead, I
The
went to like.
Philharmagic now.
They changed it?
I think they changed the name.
I was gonna say because like I did like the president's thing and stuff.
Oh.
I got to see the creepy
Yeah.
creepy Trump thing.
Creepy
that
And
they
then you get
have
to see
up
the
there.
animatronic.
I see what you did there.
Ba-boom.
Let's see here. I don't know. Either way, I'm on board to kind of see what they put together. I also agree with you, Quack. I think that you guys were also saying that Lion King looks good. I've seen a couple more TV spots. I've heard a couple of like snippets of the songs, which sound pretty good. Lucky for them, they've actually got like musical talent, and they've got Beyonce to kind of help out some.
Yeah.
Yes, that's my job at Bay or whatever the heck people call her.
Queen Bee.
Yeah, Queen Bee. There you go.
Yeah, just don't mention that around Zach, because the last time I mentioned her, he went off for a minute.
Really? What's the deal there, Zach? You got a thing for Queen Bee?
I think he's muted right now.
Oh, he
I
left.
think him and Jared are enjoying chicken sandwiches.
Stuff in their
quote-unquote.
mouths.
They're probably eating my sandwich in the truck out in front of my house.
Exactly.
Your
Did-
sandwich is real good. I'm just grabbing some beers for the show.
Mhm.
Your sandwiches will be there when I get there. No, they won't.
That's funny.
What do you guys do for beer? The reason I ask is because I saw that Utah has some pretty strict laws on like the I guess, alcohol content.
Yeah, our alcohol content until this year was held to 3.2.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
that's
which
like
is,
water.
yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah. They just barely upped it to 4%.
That's real?
Yeah, it is.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry, guys.
And they as soon as they upped the percentage of alcohol, they lowered the DUI. So now instead of blowing like 0.8, if you blow like I think it's like a 5, you're considered.
Wow, they really are screwing you. And we had Procrastination Brewing, like a local brewery, on our episode last week, and I think the beer that we tried was like, didn't he say it was like 7%?
7 or
I
something.
thought it
The
was
peach?
higher than that. Yeah.
No, he said his sours, like some of them are like at 11%.
11,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
we
you can get higher point beer here. Like we have a ton of places that make it locally, but you have to go into an alcohol store.
wow.
Oh, okay.
So like in the general store, like not the like, anything that's manufactured other places, like in the store, it's just 3.2, or I guess now you can go up to 4%.
Wow.
That's funny.
you have
That's
to go to the
crazy
liquor.
that they lowered the DUI. What you blow for the DUI.
Yeah, it is.
This state's a little screwy, man, because the year that we legalized medical marijuana, the LDS Church threw a fit, and they said that they would only have like 2 places that would be allowed to sell it, and they were separated. Like one was in Salt Lake City, and the next one was like some other huge area of the state. So basically, you wouldn't be able to get it unless you were in Salt Lake City.
Is that,
my
is
God.
that the Latter-day Saints? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, get the heck out of here.
So now the citizens really put up a thing. So now it's kind of like back into talks, but it passed, but it still hasn't technically passed because of the church.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess here in Florida, although we've got our mix of crazy, we get high and off of anything, I guess, right? Bath salts.
Yeah.
That's whatever you can find. Incense. I mean, anything.
Yeah.
Butt chugging, whatever you can find.
And the worst thing that happens is you end up on Fox News.
Yeah, and I think that's like if you don't end up on Fox News, you're not a citizen of Florida, basically.
That's true.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right. Welcome to our side of town.
Yeah.
At some point, I was talking to Jared earlier today, and we were talking about that. At some point, we're gonna have to actually see each other's faces because Adam's tired of making love to just photos that Jared sends.
Yeah, man.
That reaction was
Right.
so great.
Was it?
That will come to an end soon, my friend. Don't worry.
Whoa.
I will see
No.
you.
All right. Yeah, but
By the way, you're out of milk, just so you know.
I'm
Yeah,
scrolling
so
back
you thought he
through.
was bringing Chick-fil-A over here, but really he's down there.
That sounds like Jared. He's
All right,
always down there.
So if there's a knock on the door, I'm running out your back door here, Marvin. I'm gonna run and hide.
Ooh, sweet Jesus.
I just realized
There's
that
no
you
running
sent
and hiding from Jared.
No.
Marvin sent something about the Insane Clown Posse to the thread. I didn't even see that.
You obviously
today.
weren't paying attention to anything.
I was working. I'm sorry.
Seriously?
Excuses.
I was too.
So he actually sent, right? It turns out that Juggalo makeup blocks facial recognition technology. So can we expect that when we do all get together, we're probably going to do something illegal and we're all going to be wearing Juggalo makeup?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Just
Totally
bring.
down.
I mean, Marvin will have to wear just white makeup. I
Yeah,
hope he.
pretty much.
He's okay.
I won't need the black paint.
I meant that with love. I just want you to get the full effect of the makeup.
That's the weirdest looking panda I've ever seen.
Oh god, that was
He's
good.
got a high top fade.
God, that's good.
And it doesn't take much to convince me. It only took like 2 messages in the Discord, and I sent a picture of me in my underwear. So
This is true.
I must have.
He was
missed
just
that.
waiting for an
Life-
opening.
Life is good.
yeah.
And then he was disappointed nobody commented on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, everyone just kind of just straight past it.
Because you didn't go the distance, brother. You didn't
Well,
think-
I didn't realize we were going all the way.
Isn't that the only way to go? Is all the way?
No, not in Utah.
Especially when you're thinking of Shailene Woodley.
Oh,
Hey, that or Lena Dunham.
oh, I'd take Shailene.
Exactly.
I'm not a fan of Lena Dunham. Not whatsoever. Have you guys
Pretty
seen
sure both of them are
HBO's?
too old for Jared.
What's too old for Jared? Lena Dunham?
Yeah, both of them are too old for Jared.
Oh no. Let me ask you guys this, because this is another topic here. Recently, Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul seem to have been teasing some sort of project that they were working on, right? And everybody thought it was a Breaking Bad movie. Are you guys fans of Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
That was Jared, right?
Jared and Zach and Colton are. I'm the only one that wasn't. I fell asleep in every episode I tried to watch, so I just stopped trying to watch.
Oh,
Okay.
Lame.
Adam, you're a huge
Lame.
Breaking Bad fan and Better Call Saul?
yeah, both are probably some of the best shows ever.
Okay. Marvin, you do like Breaking Bad, don't you?
From what I've seen, yeah.
How much have you seen?
One season and then a couple of seasons in season 2.
Couple seasons.
A couple
seasons
episodes
of
of season
season
2.
two.
Like, how does that work?
They're like sub-seasons. It's like those British shows, man.
Gotcha. I watched maybe 20 minutes of episode 1 and zero interest in that.
Fell asleep. Yeah, same.
Yeah,
So if the foreplay doesn't work for you, you're done.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so
You got to do more than just wet my beak.
The problem with it is just judging it based off of 20 minutes or one episode is
Yeah,
something
that's not
you
enough.
can't do
No,
for
you're
a
right.
TV show.
And we did an episode where we spoke about the like some of our favorite shows and stuff like that. And I think in that that was one where I said that like that's a series that it's unfair for me to say that it's good or bad because I haven't watched enough, but it didn't get my attention.
Well, I feel the same way about Friends, man.
Shots
He always
fired.
I was about to say he always does lately. He
Like,
does seem
shots
like he thinks
fired.
it's an attack
Pivot.
on him. Yeah,
Pivot.
yeah. But
How about that, huh?
Aaron Paul and Bryan Cranston have actually said that no, they weren't teasing a movie at all. Are you guys? Is a movie something you would have wanted to see?
For Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
And I mean, because maybe that's a Need for Speed sequel.
I'm hoping it's a Need for Speed sequel.
Need for Speed was stupidly okay.
Not as good as
Yeah, I
Drive.
agree.
You watched it too?
Need for Speed, yeah.
Yeah. That was
I
one
thought
where
it, it entertained me all the way through.
yeah. I think is it Kid Cudi that was in that? I think he's the one where it was just like, yeah, it wasn't bad.
I mean, it's
What was that chime?
That
probably
was Jared leaving.
Oh,
Yeah, I do believe that they have just gotten out of their vehicle, but a wild schmaltzy has appeared downstairs now.
So they're getting in there. You guys are about ready to record soon, right? After you stuff your mouths with meat and
Yeah, if there's
Chick-fil-A
Chick-fil-A,
sandwiches.
I'm gonna stuff my face.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if anything, we'll let you guys go to that. I know you guys are recording tonight too. We'll definitely make sure to plug you guys in our comments and in the episode description. And we expect to hear.
I told Jared to set up a time when we would do like a full episode, and I assume that he just didn't tell you guys anything.
Yeah, no, not
No.
yet.
No, I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, he's the complete worst at doing that because I invite him to things and he just totally forgets.
Amazing.
surprise.
Well, me and Colton are going to be on vacation for like a week, and then blah blah blah. But yeah, sooner or later we'll have to like plan an entire pod.
Yeah, we're down for that. That'll be a good time. I mean, heck, if you don't have my number or any of our numbers, it's easy. I can definitely shoot you a text after. Not
I was
something
going to
I'm doing
say Jared's
on
got
the
him.
episode, but yeah, Jared's got it for sure.
Yeah, well, asking him for that is the same. You just say, "Hey, can I get that?" and then he'll forget.
yeah. I think we have a thread with all of us and him, so we should easily be able to add you to that on our phones. So I'll end up bugging him while you guys are recording. So
Yeah.
but we do appreciate you guys jumping in, man. We hope you guys have a fun episode. What was it that they needed to talk about in their episode? Is it the Chick-fil-A barbecue something?
I think so.
Yeah, the barbecue sandwich.
They got to do a review.
Yeah. So I expect to hear
If
that.
someone did get it, I'll make sure it's in there.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
Okay,
Thanks.
well, enjoy the rest of your episode.
Yeah, thanks, man. Zach Quack, Jared, and Schmalti can all be found at the Outcrowd podcast. I think that is the order that you guys list the names, right?
I think so, yeah. Or 3 millennials and 1 old man.
And the 3 millennials and 1 old man. So there you go. Hashtag 3 millennials and 1 old man.
Did you just ask me to remove the cat from the basement, but you're the one who let him down?
What? What's
Well,
going
then it's
on?
Colton's fault.
Utah
He threw
problems
Yeah. That's not a Florida problem. We got meth heads over
Okay.
here.
and gators.
Okay, we're gonna go and cow down. So
Yep.
Enjoy.
All right, brother. Enjoy. Thanks for jumping in. We'll talk to you guys later.
yeah, bye.
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 Oh, that's good. Oh my gosh. So yeah, again, all their stuff is definitely going to be in our comments. Give them a listen for sure.
But you know what?
What's up?
At least Quack stuck around.
Yeah, because
Jared
he really
Jared
cares.
just deserted us.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting, right? Because then it's Jared and Zach just alone in the
Yeah.
truck, all that meat,
And pickles.
Chicken
mm-hmm.
The pickles really set it off.
and the Chick-fil-A sauce, which people say
Everyone.
is great.
It's delicious.
Have you not had the Chick-fil-A sauce?
No, because it's got like mayo in it. I'm not eating that crap.
You're a monster.
I don't care. I'm not eating it.
Chick-fil-A sauce is their best sauce.
Yeah, okay.
Cuphead. Can you guys explain to me? I know the game, right? Explain to me the fascination with Cuphead. Is it just traditional
It's like
2D
Contra.
animation?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's like based. It's modeled after the old Fleischer cartoons from like
Oh,
the
okay.
early, like what 1930s, 1940s.
Yeah, I was about to say
yeah,
30s, 40s,
20s.
Yeah, and it's extremely difficult, like Contra.
I've heard that it's like the game's hard as hell.
It,
Yeah.
it definitely is. Yes.
Ah.
You
You guys played it?
Yeah.
I own it.
Do you?
On Xbox.
So you own it on Xbox, and you, Adam, have played it?
I own it on Xbox as well.
Gotcha.
I don't have it on Switch though.
And it does. It's got like that grainy like filter to it and everything too, right? Like
Which you can turn on and off. I think you can make it clean looking,
really?
or you can make it grainy. I think it's a filter.
Gotcha. I like that. I like that it looks old school. It looks
Yeah.
like a cartoon.
It
I
looks
mean,
like it's all hand drawn.
Yeah.
Right there in front of you.
yeah, which is pretty cool. But Cuphead's getting a show. Woo! Do you guys know the story to this?
I know that it's not necessarily for kids.
Which is good because it shouldn't be.
Yeah, so I'm very eager to see if they try to tone it down.
I mean, Will, you know the story for Cuphead, right?
No, that's
No,
why.
it's not.
Like they like sell their soul to the
Yeah,
devil.
they make a deal with the devil.
yeah,
Is
they-
that what
Yeah.
that is?
Yeah,
Because I think they lose a bet,
yeah,
and like to
funny.
gambling. Yeah, and then they make a
That's
deal with the devil.
Funny.
yeah. And so they're trying to get their souls back or whatever. Or
Yeah.
the devil's going to take their souls by the end of it. So yeah, it's
I'm a little more interested now. Netflix announced that they are going to do the Cuphead show. Thank you. There it is.
so if they do it old school, I mean, it's going to work.
Yeah, the animation style inspired by the classic Fleischer cartoons from the 30s.
But how long is it going to take us to get that? Because that was one of the big holdups in the game, was that everything was hand drawn,
Yeah,
and that's where it got delayed for like what 2 or 3 years.
something like that.
That would be. I mean, I wouldn't expect to see anything until next year at the earliest, right?
Yeah.
And maybe in the fall.
And if they get a bigger, I guess, production, I don't know how many people worked on the game.
Yeah, it was a small independent project. So
Yeah.
It was, right? Maybe that's what took so long.
with,
Yeah.
with Netflix money, I'm sure they'll be able
Yeah,
to kind of work
that's
something a
exactly
little
what
bit
I was going to
faster.
ask. I was like, yeah, you don't think that with Netflix pumping out however much money behind this thing? It's a very cool style. You know what I mean? Like the animation to it or whatever. I am a fan of like the screen flicker. It looks like it's running off a old school.
Yeah, you see the
projector.
refresh, yeah.
yeah. It is. It's very cool. And these aren't they remind me a little bit of kind of like Tex Avery like
Yeah.
cartoons. You know what I mean? Where they're a
Yeah.
little grittier or whatever.
Who did what was her name? Betty Boop and stuff like that.
Was that Fleischer?
That was Fleischer as
so.
well.
Who was it?
Because that's the style that it gives me.
Popeye. That's I just got the vibe of in the little video we were checking out. It is. It's very cool to see the little imperfections kind of flickering on the screen. I mean, again, even though I don't know anything about the game, it's just one of those things that it feels like original programming, and so because of that, like, I'm on board.
Betty Boop was created by Fleischer Studios.
Okay, cool.
So,
Yeah. Definitely give that a look, I guess, as it kind of comes down the pipeline.
yeah, it's something I would definitely check out. I don't want it to be super adult, but if it's going to go in the way of those cartoons, it's got to be politically incorrect with its humor.
It's gonna have some. It's gonna walk a fine line. What the?
It's something. I don't know. I mean, I'm not on the web, so.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I hope that they don't try to adhere to too many standards. Try to do it old school.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
if people want to be offended by it, it's no different than
Go watch Hulu or Disney.
I was
going
gonna say it's no different than people being offended by what's in the content of those old cartoons.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you're right.
So
Like the old racist Disney ones.
I
is
wasn't
it,
referring to that
Song
one.
of the South.
Yeah,
Song of the South. You know the worst part about it is that I thought it was a good movie when I was a kid.
I think you can still watch it overseas though.
You can.
Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was tempted to buy it just for the sake of doing it.
Yeah.
I
Never
never
seen
did. Really?
Yeah.
This last topic before we move on to our Spider-Man review is Nintendo Land got leaked.
Yeah.
That's great. Did you guys see the images?
Yes.
That's actually what I was looking for.
Yeah.
When I saw the Insane Clown Posse thing.
ICP, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
So this is I guess a park being built at Universal, and it looks like they're doing it right in the back where like the whole kids play zone, which is dead. Like there's Barney back there. There's Fievel Goes West, which I don't think anyone ever remembers. I think Fievel Goes West is amazing.
I was not a fan of that movie.
E.T. I think is back there, which needs to go. It's a corner of the park that like nothing happens really in anymore, and so it's all like, yeah, let's do something with it. And I got to be honest, I think you guys are bigger Nintendo fans than I am.
Yeah.
I love what I saw.
Yeah.
I
It's catering to people like us.
yeah, like it's very cool. What was it? It was like the mountains, I think that I
So,
saw,
yeah.
like a waterfall or something like that. Like
So this is actually going to be in Universal though, not Islands.
yeah, yep.
Okay, so Universal is not losing the Marvel license.
So
Or-
shall I give a quick education on that? Right.
Yes.
Because I heard that they were, and then I heard that they weren't.
So the Marvel license, right? When they bought it, or whatever, when they paid for it, right?
When they
it
licensed
was
it?
when they thank
Yeah,
you when they licensed the Marvel license,
When they borrowed it,
the Marvel characters, they did it
For
when
money?
when Marvel was going through their like bankruptcy,
Yeah,
like
when they're bleeding out.
yeah, when they were
Right.
bleeding out, doing whatever they can. And so the deal that Universal got was supposedly ridiculously cheap, but the best part of that was that they also got it in perpetuity, which means that so long as Universal doesn't do, as long as they're maintaining the park and as long as that they're not doing a disservice like to the characters or whatever, that they can renew that without any pushback from the other end. So
Gotcha.
eventually Disney bought it, but again, Universal like still has that. And so where there's a loophole there is that Disney actually has like a Marvel land, I think in China.
Like, I think in California, too.
Not yet. They're
Right,
going to
okay.
build
But
one
yeah,
in
they do
California.
have one in China.
So they do have one in China.
Yeah.
And so they're going to build one in California because they're allowed to.
Yeah.
Universal's contract only covers Florida or the eastern seaboard, I think.
Side of the, Mississippi?
Yes,
Yeah.
there you go. And so because of that, then yeah, sure. In California, Marvel could go ahead and build it, and they can use the likeness of the characters that you've seen in the film.
Yeah.
Whereas the Universal one doesn't have access to that. It's
Nope.
based off of the comics strictly,
Yeah.
gotcha.
which is why it looks as old as it does. So I think it's still awesome. I enjoy going over to that side of Universal, to Islands of Adventure or whatever.
Yeah.
It's very cool, and it's nice that it is different. You know what I mean, like from the movies, because then you're not just being bombarded with that
So-
like, same thing over and over. Although that China thing, the China park,
Yeah,
looks
they have
amazing.
a Hall of Armor.
the whole yep, I would love to see that.
So you guys are gonna laugh at this.
Shoot,
I was so scared that the Spider-Man ride was gonna do something crazy.
oh really?
Yeah, when I was on it,
Yeah.
I was like terrified. I'm like, there's gonna be something, like there's gonna be some huge drop or something.
Gotcha. Are you a fan of roller coasters?
I like the speed. I do not like the heights whatsoever.
Really? That's
Yeah.
interesting. Marvin,
I
roller
love roller
coasters?
coasters.
Yeah, I love
adrenaline
roller
rush.
coasters. It is. It's fun.
I am-
spin whatever.
I am
The Hulk
terri-
ride. Amazing.
Which
Oh,
I've
that was
which
my first roller coaster ever.
nice.
I've been on the Hulk. I enjoyed it. I don't know if I would ever ride it again now today.
Really?
Yeah.
I heard they made it more intense than when I rode
Yep.
it.
So they actually tore down everything, and in the same space, they kind of recalibrated how it all goes. And it is supposed
It
to
still
be
slingshots you in the
a
beginning,
lot.
right?
I think so.
Which-
But before, I think it slingshot and then twisted. I think it twists twice now.
That's awesome.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I haven't gotten a chance to get on it yet.
Because that was actually one of the cool things about it, where it does the and it
Yeah.
like powers down
Oh
and
no!
everything.
What's happening?
Yeah.
And then boom! You
it
shoot out.
just shoots you out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that roller coaster.
It's one of those things that you'll never forget if you go on it.
Yeah. So I am. I mean, I think it's cool that they're adding, something new to Universal. As much as I love the roller coaster side, I love traditional Universal more than Islands of Adventure. I like the shows that they do over there. I still go every time and watch the monster makeup thing,
Yeah.
which I think is cool as heck.
Face off.
Do they still do the American Werewolf in London thing?
Yep.
With it.
Yep, they still do that.
Still one of the best
I've never been to
practical effects.
Universal.
Really?
I've only been to Islands.
Really?
Wow.
Bro, I think we're gonna make that. I think we're gonna make that a trip this summer. No joke. I think that has to
I
happen.
think for me, like when I went to Islands of Adventure, it didn't have the polish that Disney has.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like,
Yeah, I could see, again, I can kind of see that, but I think Universal is geared more towards getting on the rides. Disney's trying to
it's
sell
all
you
throw
more
rides,
on
the experience.
the magic. Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
So,
I'll have to have time to sell a kidney, but yeah, I can definitely make it happen.
yeah, and I think if because I do have an annual pass for that, I think either I can get you guys a discount or they run promos all the time, like on the back of a Coke bottle, you get 3 days instead of one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll
Kidney.
figure that out. Yeah. Don't worry about it. I got you. So with the Nintendo Land thing, though, I think that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
As long as I've been going to that park, or as long as I've lived in Florida, I could tell you that there's some stuff I'm glad they got rid of. Jaws was a ride that was boring. It kind of it was outdated. Over by Jurassic Park, they did for Islands of Adventure or whatever. Jurassic Park, they're revamping it to
'cause-
include the Jurassic World stuff.
Right. Is it still 80-foot drop?
Yeah, I think they're still incorporating that with it or whatever, but we'll see how that goes.
That's why I don't go on it.
It's not that bad. It really
Yeah,
is. It's more just getting splashed in the face.
I
Eh,
I just don't enjoy that stuff, man.
We'll see.
The drops, I'm not going on it.
I like how he's already like, no.
what is it about the drop? So you don't like Tower of Terror?
No, and that's the worst thing about that is because me being a huge Twilight Zone fan, I heard I would love it.
Yeah.
I love Tower of Terror.
Yeah,
But-
I
but
watched
the-
a YouTube video on how they
Revamping it?
no
Well, how it works?
how it works and everything.
Yeah,
it's
which
pretty
is
cool.
fascinating.
It
It's,
is.
It's really cool.
Yeah, and they're and the one in Florida is supposedly still for as old as it is, it's still a technical marvel at how they figured how to move multiple cars and whatever. through
Yeah.
it. So,
Yeah, and plus everything's randomized and stuff,
Yeah.
right?
I don't
I
think
Like
I
so.
it's
think
like it's
it's-
never the same ride.
No, because the drops, the
Oh,
distance
that
will
change. Yeah.
change.
Yeah. It is. It's very cool though. I enjoyed that. Anything else you guys want to mention about Nintendo? You guys want to see Nintendo Land come to life?
I'll see it.
Sure. I mean, it sucks because I know the ET ride is lame, but I enjoyed it when I was a kid.
What about
Yeah.
the Fast and Furious ride?
Which it isn't that broken or something? What's wrong with that?
It works. I
'Cause-
got on it.
You can go there with your family.
There it is.
It's back.
I don't know, man. The one thing that I do appreciate, I think, especially in most recent years, is that Universal is kind of constantly updating. A bunch of parts of it. They added the King Kong ride. King Kong ride's actually pretty cool. That's one of those that you got to go a couple times to fully experience, because there's stuff happening on both sides of you, and you can't, you don't catch it all. So that technology, you kind of see how it advanced a little bit for the Fast and Furious thing too. That's another one where a bunch of stuff is going on. I think if
but
you're a movie fan,
Those are just like simulators or
yeah. So you're
things,
sitting on a
right?
bus, you know what I mean, and the screens around you and the bust moves left and right and stuff. I think if you're a movie fan and you like watching the behind the scenes of stuff, I think that's where Universal comes into play, because you get to watch how that stuff kind of gets put together, and so you're like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I appreciate it. Especially, I don't know if you guys ever remember, but before the, you might not have gone, but before the Supercharged, the Fast and Furious thing was there, there was another ride which used to be Earthquake.
Yes.
So it used to be Earthquake. It got like revamped a little bit and called Disaster, where The Rock was still in it.
I was gonna say The Rock was in it.
Yeah, but they had this sweet like thing where Christopher Walken looked like he came out on stage, and I remember the first time I saw that, I was like, "That looks amazing." And after you see it a few times, you can tell that like the lighting's a little bit off. You know what I mean? It's too bright for the area, but you can see now. The Fast and Furious ride uses it, and these guys are like to scale, so it looks like they're there, so it sells a little bit more as opposed to just being something like thrown up on a TV screen.
So I gotta say, as far as Universal rides,
Yeah,
I actually kind of like the Mummy, even
Yeah.
though
the Mummy was surprisingly good. I remember the first time I
it
got
is.
that, I was all like, I don't really know if I'm gonna enjoy this, and then they do the whole like, and then you drop back and go,
that doesn't change the fact that I'm still terrified of that thing. But
and the flames on the ceiling. That's where
and you actually feel the heat.
the heat. Yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
yeah.
And then he tells you you're gonna die, and it drops you, shoots you up the hill, and it goes into full roller coaster.
Yeah. It's all done.
Obviously, he was lying.
We don't like liars here.
Exactly.
Anyways, let's talk about Spider-Man.
Sorry, Marvin. I'm sorry. I'm still alive.
You gotta
Spider-Man.
apologize. They had to apologize for lying.
Those jerks.
Let them all
Yes.
apologize. Spider-Man Far From Home. Spider-Man Far From Home is a 2019... Whatever, man. Where's the synopsis for this thing? Plot? Nope, that tells everything. This is the final film of the Phase 3, right? For the MCU.
Oh,
Yeah.
I had to scratch my eye.
Hold
That's
on
why I
one
looked away.
moment.
Shoot.
Were you ever on a ride and it breaks down? Because it was the worst feeling when.
Yes, on a roller coaster once, like
Okay.
where like sitting up or leaning back the whole time.
Okay.
But that was at Busch Gardens.
The Mummy actually broke down. Like I was in there
In the darkness.
Yeah, and it was like the thing where like I believe if I'm remembering right, the lights wound up kicking on and everything,
Okay.
and so you could see the track go
Oh,
down and everything.
Nice.
And then I was worried the entire time. I'm like, there's going to be something bad that's going to happen. Like one of the cars is just going to go and
was
ram
like
us.
Final destination moment.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm
I
thinking.
was thinking that the entire time,
That's
and
funny.
I was scared to death.
I was on the rock and roller coaster, and that stopped like right before the ending.
Oh, okay.
So you're sitting there right before you're supposed to quote unquote go on stage.
That's a good roller coaster too, though.
It is.
It is.
And yeah, that's where I
good.
was at. They have fans in there to make it feel like you're going faster than you are.
Oh,
Really?
really?
Yes.
I didn't. I don't think I knew that.
They have fans in the ceiling to make it feel like you're going a lot faster than you are.
That's cool. And I always end up listening to I think that Kanye West song, the Faster,
What?
Stronger,
Oh,
Stronger. That's the
What?
one.
In the rock and roller coaster?
Yeah, that's where you get to pick the music, right?
No,
I don't remember ever picking.
no.
No,
Marvin's
Rip Ride Rocket.
talking.
I'm thinking Rip Ride Rocket.
I was going
at
to say
Universal.
Marvin's talking about Aerosmith, the Aerosmith
Yeah,
coaster.
rock and roller coaster.
Yes, that's
At
actually a
Hollywood
good one.
Studios,
Yeah.
yeah.
I forgot about that.
yeah.
The first time I got to go,
Indoor
I
roller coaster.
was lucky. I got to go twice,
Yeah.
like back to back. I was like, "Oh, this is cool."
First time I got to ride that was the day that I told Jake Lloyd that he sucks.
It was a good day for you.
Yeah, I was about to say.
it was
Highlight
a very
of the
good day.
life. All right.
Anyway, back to it.
In Spider-Man Far From Home, Peter Parker is recruited by Nick Fury and Mysterio to face elemental threats from another dimension while he is on a school trip to Europe. This is the final film of the Phase 3, right, to close out the Infinity Saga or whatever. Spoiler-free impressions, right? Excitement levels. You guys excited to watch this?
Through the roof.
Through the roof?
Yep.
Marvin being the Spider-Man fan that he is.
Yes, indeed.
Adam?
I guess after seeing what was
Endgame?
it? The
Homecoming?
That's right. You watched...
Homecoming. I
You
watched
watched
it.
Homecoming.
After seeing it there, I was kind of excited to see where it was going to go. I wasn't super excited to see a movie.
Okay.
Another one.
Yeah.
But Yeah, it was.
I'm excited to see this one again,
Okay.
a second time.
I mean, I'm curious to see where they go from here.
Oh, that's good. That is good.
Yeah, because you saw it once.
Yeah,
I know Will saw it 8 times.
No, I've only seen it
like
once.
the legs of a spider, 8 of
Yeah.
them, and its
Oh, I
eyes.
see
Yeah,
that.
see,
Arachnophobia.
erection phobias.
So now that you've seen the movie, right? Did you enjoy it?
I want to see it a second time. Of course, I did.
Yeah. Again, without giving any spoilers, right? So obviously you enjoyed the film. Adam, did you enjoy?
Yes.
Is Far
Yes,
From
I
Home?
did.
Far From Home, yeah. And would you recommend you guys go watch this in a theater or
Yes.
wait till streaming or still?
Yeah.
Go watch an IMAX. Go watch a Dolby Cinema. Whatever you got to do, just watch
What
it.
format
Yeah.
did you watch it in?
Dolby.
Dolby. What format did you watch
I didn't. I watched a Chinese bootleg.
it in? That's not true.
No, it's not true. But that's the ideal way to watch it.
You got
What, Chinese bootleg?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
No, I mean go see it in a good format. It was cool.
You saw it in IMAX, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I watched it in IMAX as well. And yeah, I enjoyed the movie. Definitely recommend go watch it. I think it was a very good follow up to Homecoming, and I think that they did a good job closing out some of the Infinity Saga stuff. I'll say that. I think I could say that without spoiling anything, right?
Yeah. Are we gonna do a spoiler?
We're gonna do spoiler film.
Okay, because I'm holding off.
Yeah, I know. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm getting excited. So with that being said, go watch it. If you guys don't want the movie to be ruined for you, definitely head that way. Let us know what you thought after you watch it. Head over to inouronestopinion.com. I do want to give a shout out to, we do have a winner for the Procrastination Brewing koozie, magnet, and stickers. It was, what is his name? Hold up. I'm pulling it up on the... yeah, close. Actually, I think it's Thomas Johnson is the name that came up on our website. There it is. He posted the code word, which was dropped by Scott from Procrastination Brewing, and it was Tom Cruise. So we'll get in touch with you, Mr. Johnson, to go ahead. Thank you so much for listening and for playing. We hope you enjoy the swag. Procrastination Brewing as well. Thanks for giving us the swag to give away. So
Yeah,
good stuff.
not only that, if he has not tried any of their beers, he should definitely try them because
Definitely.
they were good.
Drink beer. If you're of age, that is.
Responsibly, exactly.
If you're of age.
I was just gonna, like you said that, and it's like it's gonna be like a 15-year-old kid.
Exactly. He's like, but I was told to do this.
The podcast I listened to, they told me to do it. Oh no. Thank you so much for listening. Thanks for playing along. And guys, remember, you can like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff in ouronestopinion.com for all the links. And if you don't know already, we are finally up and running again on Google. So if you want to subscribe, just hit that link on our website. It'll go ahead and launch it for you, and you can hit subscribe. So appreciate you. Let's go ahead and move into our spoiler-filled review of Spider-Man Far From Home. Again, from this moment on, we're going to be talking nothing but spoilers.
You've been warned.
Yeah, exactly. If you're trying to avoid it, by all means, go ahead and hit stop now and then come back after you have seen it.
Jump to the 2-hour mark.
Is that... We're not at 2 hours.
We're not. That's the joke.
Gotcha. But with that being said...
We've
cuffs
been
are
here for 2 hours?
Time flies by, right? Welcome to Ioho. Cuffs are off. Have at it, boys. What'd you think?
All right, first thing, I want to get this off my chest.
Do it.
The worst part about the movie is that Spider-Man 3 is better than it. That's the worst part about this.
That is far from the truth.
Marvin, I think, knew that I was going to drop something.
Oh, I
like
knew.
that.
I was just waiting for it. I was just waiting for it.
I know, but I'm just like sitting over here. I'm like, ooh, like just.
Wait, how are you again?
I was just excited.
You sound like an old prospector.
I thought you were going to say prostitute. I was like, what? Where have you been?
All right, well, there is gold. there is gold in
in
them
the
hills.
riches.
Yeah.
Gross.
Uh,
I will tell you this: the Vulture from Homecoming was one of the best villains that the Marvel Cinematic Universe has ever created.
yeah.
Agreed.
Thanos, also a great one.
Yeah.
The
I'm going to
worst
be
one.
honest. I liked Mysterio.
Mysterio is phenomenal.
I think he ranks up there, man.
Okay, my question for you, Marvin.
Yes.
Since you were a huge Spider-Man fan, you're
Yes.
thinking you probably have the same kind of mindset that Mysterio is kind of like a crappy villain, right? A
lot of time he's a joke.
Yeah, he's.
I think in the
he's-
animated series, he was pretty like.
He's,
pretty much, wasn't me that time.
He is not a fan favorite, correct?
He is actually surprisingly.
Oh,
Is he?
really?
Yeah,
I didn't expect.
a lot of people like him.
Was
Really?
he like?
That's why he shows up. He's one of the original Sinister Six.
Oh,
Yeah, but I didn't think that people really liked him.
People
yeah.
do like him. Yeah.
You're.
He's not really a big like.
I was gonna
villain.
say.
To me,
you're-
he's more of a joke to me.
okay.
But he's actually they do a really good job in this movie.
Yeah, he was a good villain.
Yeah.
I liked the way he went through like the different I don't know, he was super likable, like he was trying to
Yeah.
like be Peter's
Peter's
friend.
friend. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then
roller coaster of
And
emotion.
then
what you think?
and it's like
It kind of makes you feel like, wow, he turned on him.
yeah, and then all of a sudden it was like a snap, you
Yeah.
know.
Get this stupid suit off me!
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
it was like a snap, and then he was like a like entitled like spoiled brat.
Yep.
Tony Stark did this and that to me.
He
Oh.
fired me because he said I was unstable.
Yeah.
yeah. And he
Named it Barf.
But he was great
I gotta
in the
rewatch
movie.
that old scene now to see if you can see him.
He wasn't there. I looked into it a little
'Cause
bit.
which one
The
was
one
that one?
scene that they did actually
Was that Iron Man,
Civil War.
Civil War. Okay.
So the one scene that definitely was a thing that actually happened was a box of scraps. And it was the same actor, like
Yep.
Ralphie or
Ralphie
whatever.
from A Christmas Story.
Yeah, so it was still him. He's actually, and I read up on that.
He
He's
wrote.
He's a friend of John Favreau's.
Yeah.
He was a producer
Yep.
on that, right?
Yeah.
Or I think he gets a producer credit for
Yeah,
the
because
first
he had
Iron
something
Man.
to do with the first Iron Man movie.
Yep. So that was, I mean, that was cool to see that it went that far back. I liked the way that they tied it into,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean, like what was going on there. That scene was
That-
extremely like exposition
It's-
filled. But
Oh yeah.
I wasn't mad at it.
It's a little annoying that they keep retroing everything.
You think so?
It's kind of I
I
don't
don't
know.
think
It's
so, because-
it's a little annoying, especially when like you guys actually went and watched like went back to like Civil War and stuff
Yeah, to figure that out. yeah.
to try to see, and it's kind of annoying that they're retroing it.
I think I like it because it allows them to say, okay, there's reasons why this character is so angry and is doing this,
But it was
without
never
having to.
planned in the first place. So
But it
that's-
allows them to kind of forego a lot of that in the new movie. They don't
Yeah.
have to go, well, what's your whole motivation?
I
That's
I
lame.
feel like people would probably be more harsh on it if it wasn't a Marvel film.
See, but here's the thing, right? I think to the average moviegoer, they're not going to go back and check.
No.
I think they're going to be like, oh, yeah, there was probably somebody back behind stage, so we're just going to go ahead and let that go. Yeah, I don't know where the feedback's coming from. And
I mean,
so,
at least it's not somebody talking to us.
yeah, for now. Is it still acting up?
I don't know what's going on.
Whatever. But I think that for the average moviegoer, again, they're just kind of like taking it at face value and leaving it alone. I think those of us who are a little bit more interested in how all that plays out, we go, one of the shows that I think does a great job of, or did a great job of, like setting up those threads like that.
Perfect Strangers.
How I Met Your Mother. Have any of you guys watched How I Met Your Mother?
I haven't seen all of it.
So I think that show, what they did great throughout is that you can tell that whenever they'd be like, yeah, no, I was there, at whatever moment, and then they show you the scene, you can tell that it was filmed at the same time as the other one from a different angle or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's where, like, you can tell that they planned in advance. Like, well, this is going to be a callback, or this is going to be something, what I mean, that we're going to play off of.
Well, the whole
and I think,
ending
was
was filmed during season 2.
Yeah. And I think that's amazing, but I also think that's very complex and hard to do.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody actually does that.
Yeah.
And so with that being said, that's why I'm not mad at the Spider-Man for doing that. Like, for kind of like, oh yeah, by the way, because that whole thing with the kid
Being Peter
at the
Parker, Army
Stark
Two.
Expo.
Yeah.
Like I don't buy it.
I don't
You
buy
know
it.
what I
No,
mean? But at the same time, it's all like,
stupid.
okay, you're trying to
Yeah.
say that he was there, fine. Like, let
That's
people take
stupid
that.
to me.
I think Parks and Rec is another show that did it really well.
Do they?
All the callbacks, yeah.
They do that too?
They
Okay.
do a fantastic job because you'll see, and they'll take the scenes from previous. It's like, oh, I'm retiring in only a couple more years. Oh, a couple more months. It's like, yeah, that actually happened, but you don't pay attention to it
Enough.
when-
Gotcha.
exactly until you get the payoff.
Yeah. Nice. I am a huge fan.
Or,
Jake Gyllenhaal's I think he did a great job acting this out.
Yeah,
This has nothing to do with it, but I still like the Beetlejuice joke in God, what was that show?
How I Met Your Mother, Parks and Rec,
No,
The Office,
no.
Cosby Show,
The
Beetlejuice?
Perfect
no,
Strangers.
Community.
Oh,
Community.
Where
It was coming when
where,
I was
where they
like-
would just
I noticed.
randomly say Beetlejuice.
yep. And then so they did
And he showed up.
Beetlejuice 3 times,
Yep.
spread out
And he
over the
walked up.
seasons. And at some point when they said the third one, he was in the back or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, you see him like walk by
Yeah.
or whatever. It's pretty good.
Stuff like that. Again,
Yeah.
pretty cool the way that they hide it and put it in there.
Yeah.
But Jake Gyllenhaal, I thought, did a great job as Mysterio. And to what you were saying, Adam, yeah, like he played a likable guy. He seemed like he was actually trying to help. Did you guys pick up on the subtleties of what's his name, Fury
Yeah.
being a Skrull?
Yes. Because of
You paid really close attention
I
the
did.
first time you saw it, right?
I've only seen it once.
I know, that's what I'm saying. But you're going to watch it again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just the way you said it was really weird.
I know.
Okay. But in any case, yeah, because the way he said it, he was just, they called him Nick. And in
Yeah.
Captain Marvel, he's like, everyone calls him Fury. Doesn't matter what. His name is Fury.
You're right. And I don't think that I caught on to that. As I watched it or whatever afterwards, then like, oh, okay, that makes
It was just
sense.
so weird because I'm just like, why is Maria Hill calling him Nick?
Nick.
She never calls him that. No one calls him Nick.
No, yep. Yeah. The drone like technology thing, kind of handling everything. I thought that was well done.
Yeah.
I instead of, and I feel like I'm kind of nitpicking. Can I just say that I felt like this was an actual Spider-Man film?
Oh, yeah.
Far From Home, or not Far From Home, Homecoming, right? Did I think a good job of like setting up this character, right? You got a glimpse of him in Civil War, and then you watch this movie, and you're like, okay, the movie was good. The villain, the way that they unveiled the villain to you throughout, Homecoming, I thought was amazing.
Yeah.
Because maybe I think you said you were shocked too, but the moment that door opens.
Oh, yeah.
And you see that the dad is, the vulture.
Yeah.
I remember going like, oh,
Yeah.
how did I not put that together?
Yeah.
it was pretty well done. I was surprised by that.
Yeah. I like that. You were able to get surprised there, but then
it's cool because I went 2 years without seeing that.
and not getting it spoiled.
Yeah,
That
I
is.
managed to go about 2 years
And
without
I think
getting it
we
spoiled.
I think even whenever we tell you like they do the villain so well, I think we were also making sure not to
Yeah.
spoil that. That's just such a great like
The
plot,
payoff was great.
plot twist. Yeah, like there
yeah,
was.
it was good.
But then when you watch Far From Home, I love the fact that Peter's moves were a bit more confident, although he was reluctant, right?
Yeah.
It was cool to see the webbing, swinging in out of windows and
Oh, when he was in Venice.
yeah,
And just the way he was kind of handling, like, fixing some of those walls and stuff.
Yeah,
as
yeah,
webbing through the windows. Like, this is what I wanted.
yeah, it was very cool to see. And then straight out of the cartoon / comics, the Mysterio fight scenes, like
Oh, my God.
I thought they were amazing.
Those
Yeah,
were
it
so
was
well done.
it was good.
I
Just kind
remember
of messing with him. And,
Yeah, it was, and it made so much sense, right? Even though Mysterio wasn't there, it's just when it full on goes, and you see like the glass, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
like the mirror, the
All the
funhouse mirror type
illusions,
thing.
yep.
He was like, it was going off, and I remember just like watching it, and like just thinking to myself, like, this is actually really cool. This
Yeah.
is a very cool comic book movie, and 20. This is the 23rd film,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I gotta say, and maybe it's a bold statement, I think this is the most comic book film that they've done out of all of the MCU films,
It
including
handles
Guardians and everything. I feel like
so
this
very
was,
well.
This was Spider-Man the animated series.
You mean
on
as
film.
far as the look?
The feel.
the
fabric of
layout,
our
the way
lives.
exactly the way it all. Nice, yeah, you're a bastard.
And I was gonna say because Thor.
Ragnarok.
Ragward. So Thor 3.
Yeah,
God, that's actually a tongue twister as well.
Thor 3. Yeah, that's harder than Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah. Anyway, that had a very comic book look to it. I mean, everything was very,
you're right,
very colorful and vibrant.
Yeah, but I think not just the look of this film, but it was I think you said the vibe, like the overall feel, the way that the villain fight like played out, like it was all very it was something I think you could have easily seen on a Saturday morning cartoon.
Oh yeah, it's so over the top, and the thing is, it knew.
Yeah,
it's like that was ridiculous, but hey, it worked.
And it wasn't. I don't think it was executed in a way that you just like roll your eyes and go like, nah, this wasn't all that fun. It was cool to watch Spider-Man get his butt kicked.
He got hit by a train.
That's exactly what I was about to ask. Did you guys see the train bit coming?
Nope.
Because I was like, oh.
As soon as it flashed to reality, I was like, oh no. And then it happened.
Yeah. Oh, God, that was good.
I have to say one thing that annoys me.
What's up?
Flash.
Oh, does he?
Dude,
Flash Thompson?
Dude, the kid that plays him?
Yeah.
I want somebody to punch him in the face so bad.
That's what they want.
Yeah,
I can't stand the kid.
Flash Thompson was a terrible person.
Yeah, but this kid's a crappy actor.
Why is he so crappy?
Why is he so crappy?
I didn't think he was crappy.
His lines are terrible with the way he delivers them.
Really?
I didn't get that.
I do.
That's interesting.
Because
and I'm talking about when I first noticed that he was grating on me with his Penis Parker thing.
Was that in the first one?
Yeah, in the
Homecoming?
first one where he's doing like the DJing and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's not funny.
God, this
and
movie's like
the
so
kid
bad.
is just he's a crap actor.
well,
in
I don't
my
think
opinion.
he's just a bully. And they showed you like he's pathetic.
He's a pathetic actor.
Because you got to see the parts with his
the
like,
parents?
Yeah.
Yeah, the texting. I saw that.
And like when he's like, mother couldn't come?
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
Yeah.
You know what acting I actually really did appreciate though was what's her name? Zendaya.
Oh.
Like I like her awkwardness or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I thought was so much better in the second one than it was in the first one.
Yeah.
Where I actually I believed it, and it's because I've seen some of those quirks in my own 12-year-old daughter. Like some of the mannerisms, some of the way that she say some stuff,
the
and
sarcasm.
I'm like, yeah, and I'm just all like, oh my God, this is actually pretty good. I know a human that's just like this.
I'm actually still having a hard time with
I know a robot
with Peter
like that.
and MJ.
Is it because she's a person of color?
No, I just don't care for her acting, but I liked her better here than I did in Homecoming.
Oh, okay. I think her acting
She
is
was a
better
lot more
this time
likable
around.
this time around.
Yeah.
I think they kind of fleshed her out more in this one.
I just have a hard time buying her with the way with the way she's written. Let me put it that way. I'm totally into murderers and this and that.
I know people like that. So
yeah, but I don't buy it from her.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
She doesn't sell. And I mean, I can appreciate that.
She doesn't sell the emo kid well.
Is it because of Greatest Showman? Is that what's throwing you off?
What?
Because of her role in The Greatest Showman?
Did she have a beard in The Greatest Showman?
No, she had pink hair. No. And she was a trapeze artist.
Shit.
Her and Zac Efron were made-up characters.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay, yeah, I don't know.
So,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I thought she did a much better job this time around. The Amazing Spider-Man. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Let me say this: she does a better job when she's allowed to do that awkward,
banter?
awkward romance. I want to call it. Yeah, that's where she shines, and she doesn't excel in the other parts that they have written for her.
Okay, and I can appreciate that.
And I'm still having trouble adjusting to this Peter Parker. I mean, honestly, I'm still having trouble.
Whereas I think you and I are on the same page.
Yeah.
I think Tom Holland does a great job.
Perfect.
I liked the charisma between the two, between Peter Parker and Zendaya.
The awkwardness felt real.
Between MJ. They did good.
It works.
Where I think that was a strong selling point too with Andrew Garfield and what's her name in the first Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Which I think we can say that worked as well.
Yeah.
I just always felt like Andrew Garfield was more seasoned Spider-Man. I imagine him like when he's in his mid to late 20s.
and that's why I say the first Amazing
Because he
Spider-Man.
was.
Like,
Yeah. Well, just how like he plays Spider-Man. It's like, you're not a high school kid. You're
Yeah.
way
No.
too cool for school.
I liked his interactions, with her in
Yeah.
the first Amazing more so than in the second, where they were together and
Yeah.
and then they weren't together and all that. It wasn't that. I liked that awkwardness between them, where like he wanted to try, like to talk to her and everything.
Yeah.
I liked the way that played out, and I think both those actors played really well off each other, and that's what I liked. I think they did a much better job in Far From Home than in Homecoming with that. Where
And they're actually dating.
yeah, are they for real now?
Oh, Andrew Garfield? Yeah. Like,
Oh yeah,
during-
no, I know those
yeah.
two are. Yeah, I thought you were saying that
No, no.
Zendaya
No,
and what's his
and-
name, Tom
Tom
Holland.
Holland,
I was
I
just
like,
gonna
oh,
say
okay.
that's still a great scene, and I mean, I know a lot of people hate Amazing Spider-Man too.
I still like it. Amazing Spider-Man. One and two.
I'm talking about the part where he drops her.
Oh, when you see her head bounce,
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that scene is so well
it's
done.
very impactful.
And not only that,
Hey, that was a pretty good one. I wasn't even
like
trying.
it was it was one of those things that was intense.
Yeah.
And it's still intense when I see it.
Yeah, they did
whole
it.
part.
That's one of the few times that Sony didn't screw up, like with the trailer, where you still like, even though they kept showing it in the trailers, like.
Yeah.
When you still watch the movie, you're like, ugh, and they did that whole
You're
like, gotcha.
hoping. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then, oh, never mind. Nope,
Yeah.
she's done.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well. Any standout moments from?
Well, before we do that, are we? When are we gonna get to our nitpicks?
Oh, okay. Then let's do that.
I do have a nitpick with this movie.
Yeah,
Please
what's
be
that?
something about Spider-Man 3.
That movie is awful.
Yeah.
But the only problem I have, and the thing is, it's going to be something that happens with all these because they don't really do the Uncle Ben.
Uh huh.
Is I know Spider-Man, and I know his whole creed.
Yeah.
Great power comes great
Great
responsibility. I feel that kind of took a backseat, and I understand because he's a little bit different, so he doesn't have all that. He doesn't do that great power, great responsibility thing. So that part was like, I was feeling he wouldn't do that. He would know that there's something that he needs to do, especially after what happened with the blip.
Yeah.
He wouldn't say, I just want to take time off and go on this vacation. He would not do that. But that was pretty much my only real nitpick.
I get that.
Yeah.
I don't know. They didn't need Uncle Ben.
And that's the thing. They didn't have that whole
because
Uncle
they
Ben.
shoehorned Tony Stark in
Tony
there,
Hart.
which I didn't mind.
Yeah, I don't mind it now because of what happened with Endgame. It gives us that same feeling without getting the story we've been told already several times.
Right, but
I didn't even think about that, but you're right.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. I like
but
that.
definitely by the same token, it sucks because the Uncle Ben thing was a big part of Spider-Man, and I feel like they're not going to do that
Yeah.
Away
just to
from
make
the
it
lore of Spider-Man. I get that.
just to
Yeah.
make it different. And I know that there will be people that disagree with that, but I think they're trying to make it as different as possible.
Yeah. And that was like that's a big thing with Spider-Man. His whole great power. He's doing this because he needs to. There's no one else who can do what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was a big thing about like his sense of duty because of it.
Okay.
Call
So
of
that
Duty.
part I feel is a little missing out just
Yeah.
because of the road that it took.
Yeah.
But I did like how they had the Crusher Hogan wrestling match sign in the background in one of the scenes.
Oh, I don't think I caught that.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's fun.
I was like, Crusher Hogan is like, you win $100 or something like that
Yeah.
if you go up against him. Yeah,
That's funny. I didn't.
I didn't.
catch
They
that.
use the original name instead of Bonesaw.
Bonesaw.
So I'm definitely interested in seeing where they go from here.
Yeah.
I would like to see it set in New York, and for the love of God, can we get a movie that actually looks like it was in New York?
Yeah. Instead of filmed in Atlanta and put.
Dude, Homecoming did not look like New York to me at all.
I
it
felt like the
just-
Burbs.
Yeah, that's what I would say. More like
It just doesn't feel like when you think of New York,
upstate New York.
You're not thinking
He
of
wasn't
that.
in Midtown or anything
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
yeah, it's
He was more
Manhattan
like in
or-
Queens, like in
It's-
the outskirts.
it's just kind of disappointing by the overall look of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely interested to see where it goes.
Yeah.
Is that your nitpick?
My nitpick,
Yeah.
about no, I mean I already unloaded my nitpicks.
Okay.
Uh,
Fair.
Flash and MJ, but I mean MJ was better in the second one. So
Trying to think of something that bothered me. I got to be honest. Not much did. I don't like the only thing that I think that like really kind of like bugged me a little bit, and I know we're kind of used to staying through the credits at this point. I don't think they needed to start the credit scene like or the credits and then show you the scene where like he gets exposed.
Yeah.
With the whole J. Jonah Jameson thing.
Just do what they do on FX and just cut show it right afterwards and then show the credits.
So
no, but like that one, I thought like that should have been part of the movie.
That's
I
actually
agree.
something I want to question you on, Marvin.
Yeah.
Do you like the idea of the Daily Bugle
Being
with
Being the
with
InfoWars
way-
type deal?
yeah.
I'm fine with it, honestly. Because we get to get, what's his face?
J. Jonah Jameson's ranting.
Oh my God, I love it. Because that's...
like matches that.
Yeah.
that style.
It's
for
like
sure.
the game.
Sure, but
The new one.
Yeah.
I saw him play.
But the thing that bothers me about it is that then he's never going to work for them and stuff.
No. And that's
I
perfectly
think
fine.
I think in this universe that's something that I don't think was ever
Yeah,
going
but it-
to happen. Right?
But it changes it too much. Because, I mean, I always like that because we did even get a little bit of that, like where he's like swinging or whatever. He took a picture.
That was like the game. That was straight out
that
of the
was
game.
straight from.
Yeah,
the
I know, but who's he going to send the picture to? Like, everybody knows who's taking the picture now.
Well,
I
he's
mean,
also
like,
not really a photographer and stuff like that.
I know, he's just...
He's in the movies. He's in the pop. He's like a teenager.
I mean, at this point, he's full blown. I mean, he's full blown Avenger. And then with the reveal, like at the end there, where like they call his name out.
Yeah.
I hope they follow that. Like,
Yeah.
I hope they follow through. Let him be exposed. One of the things that it didn't click for me when I left the theater was that they ended that movie the same way that they ended Iron Man 1 with the I am Iron Man.
Yeah.
Him being exposed to the public and
Yeah.
them doing the same thing with here. Completely passing the torch on to this kid.
Yeah.
And so with that, I kind of want to move towards, the like standout stuff for you guys.
Yeah.
For me, it was that moment where he's building his suit on the jet, which is pure like nod to Tony. And I think we've spoken about this stuff before. I think Robert Downey Jr., out of all of them, does an amazing job looking like he's interacting with stuff that isn't there.
Yeah.
Anytime he had those CG models or whatever, right, there's a great job. And that's not just, Robert Downey Jr. I know that that's also the animators.
Yeah.
Putting that stuff where it looks like it's within his eye line or with, his interactions.
Yeah.
Like, thank you for doing such
It
a
feels
great
real.
job there. Yeah.
You just reminded me of something that kind of annoys me.
Let's
Is it when
backtrack
he
then.
said it was Zeppelin instead of AC/DC? Is that it?
That was actually unfortunate, but I realized it was a joke.
It was a joke. Yeah.
No, I really don't like the Iron Man Jr., Tony Stark Jr.,
Yeah.
Peter Parker. I don't like that they're kind of combining traits
Gotcha.
with him.
Okay.
I get it.
I do too, but
yeah.
it's kind of lame because again, it's not allowing Spider-Man to be Spider-Man. It's not allowing Peter Parker to be Peter Parker. Instead, we got that, which you guys love that scene, but then me thinking about it right now made me think about how it kind of annoyed me a little bit.
Yeah. I enjoyed the nod. I love the fact that it was the whole hand swooping in and him taking on, like, completely reminded me of when Stark was building his suits back then. But it was awesome because that's the first time, and even though he did it in a Tony Stark way, that's the first time that I think they actually showed you Peter Parker taking that initiative and like building his suit himself and doing the things himself. Like, I get the little, subtle nods to Stark, which again I appreciate because I think that they kind of shoehorned him as the Uncle Ben.
As far as the suit, sure, but I mean it showed.
I enjoyed that.
It showed in the Amazing Spider-Man movies where he's making the web shooters.
An amazing. Oh, you're talking about Garfield?
Yeah, where he's like developing.
Yeah. No, I know that, and again I know, but I'm not. I'm not comparing this to that, saying that I like that execution. I'm saying, the one more than the other. I'm saying I enjoyed this execution. I like the way that it all played out, and I'm glad that now, it's kind of stepping out of that whole like, well, Tony provided me, you know, my first suit. Now Tony provided me my iron suit. Now Tony.
Yeah.
So it's at this point, it's all like, okay, well now
designed
you're
it.
getting your hands on yourself, right? And
Yeah.
you're trying and telling and doing, and I hope that continues to grow moving forward.
Yeah.
Sure, but it treads too close to Iron Man at the same
It's
time.
the only way that you can have a 15-year-old kid from Queens have access to this stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. But again, but that was my.
I see where you're coming from, though. I totally get it.
That was a scene for me. I loved it. I loved the nod. I loved the way it played out. And kind of where it went from there. Standouts for you?
Pretty much the same because
That scene?
I always get a little like, man, that just kind of seeing him kind of coming to his own. Did you notice though? I don't know if this suit has an AI.
The new one?
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Because he didn't do anything with the AI.
It's good point.
Yeah.
So maybe he finally took that out and
Yeah.
kind of doing it himself.
Yeah.
Which again, I wouldn't be mad
Because
at.
in Endgame, he was using the vocal commands
Yeah.
for the suit.
Instant kill mode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He didn't do any of that when he clearly could have
yeah,
to
you're
get
right.
to Mysterio.
Yeah, you're absolutely
Yeah.
right.
He actually used Spider Sense.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Good point. I didn't catch that.
Yep.
Nice. Stand out for you?
It would have to be the action in the film. I
Okay.
enjoyed that there was some very dizzying moments.
Yeah.
It was very cool because the camera was very loose. I actually like when we get some,
Yeah.
I guess, interesting things that the director does with the camera or, completed in editing.
Yeah.
I think that stuff is very cool.
Yeah.
It reminded me a little bit of the Raimi films a little bit as
Okay.
far as feel with the zipping around.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see that.
I thought that was kind of neat. That's probably my standout other than that, again, this had another great villain.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to see that be a like a positive change finally.
And I feel it did have nods to a lot of other Spider-Man sources.
Yeah.
Like swinging around with MJ, even though it kind of spun it on its ear a little bit because
I-
she hated it.
So-
which was funny with the way it was handled here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was secretly hoping as I was watching that scene that you could tell that it was like a dummy, like in the original. I was all like, I wonder if they'd go that far,
Yeah.
to be like, well, let's just have her hug, dummy as a nod to that one, which they didn't, of course. But
Yeah.
but you're right. I did like that.
To the game, they had
Yep.
a lot of nods to the game,
Mm-hmm.
and you mentioned it when he was inside a hologram. It felt very much like Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, this does kind of feel a little bit like that. I felt like there were nods to a lot of stuff
Yeah.
from the old stuff.
Yeah.
So
Stuff
even
things.
with all of that, I still think that I enjoyed Spider-Verse better.
Okay. I mean, I can respect
Spider-Verse
that.
is a good movie.
It is. It
It
really
is. It's probably one of my favorite Spider-Man
I
films.
love that movie.
Yeah, I think that's actually, I think I had said that right
Yeah.
a couple episodes ago, that Into the Spider-Verse
Yeah.
I think is the best like Spider-Man film like done, because I love the Miles Morales suit, if I'm being
Yeah.
honest with you. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
I like the way that story played out. I like the different Spider-Man that they showed throughout that.
Yeah.
The different animation styles blended together,
And I
and
thought-
I've watched it.
Well, it was
Countless
funny
times.
because this shows that we both actually really enjoyed it because Nicole was kind of like, I don't know, she's kind of mixed on the MCU,
Yeah.
sort of the way I am.
Okay.
I wonder how
And-
much you influenced that.
What?
I'm just saying.
Influence what?
Her mix on
Her
the
mixed
MCU.
emotions on the MCU.
On the MCU?
Yeah.
I would say that maybe I influenced that more, but...
That's what he was hinting.
Oh,
That's exactly what I was saying.
no, but I mean, we judge them as they are. I mean, I don't go in saying, "Oh man, this movie's going to be crap," because it's not crap. I mean, despite me making fun of it, but even she said this without me saying it. She said, "I still enjoyed Spider-Verse better," and I'm like, "Yeah, I think I did too."
Spider-Verse is a good movie.
It was a fantastic movie.
It's still amazing to me. It's funny and
Was it Ultimate?
I guess it's probably Ultimate Spider-Man. I mean, it's almost as good as Spider-Man 3.
It's not that
And he
one.
does this little like prissy like. But as far as live action goes, I still like the Tom Holland like version of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I
mean-
think this was a solid like follow up. I honestly
It was
I
good.
I was worried. I was like, can it still be as good? I think it was better than Homecoming as far as overall.
Yeah.
I still like the Vulture reveal. Still like the Vulture
Yeah.
as a villain more. But I think overall this package was a lot better just because you got to see more Spider-Man. You got to see more trippy action scenes. And it was well
honestly,
told.
if we're going on villains on those two, it's really hard for me to pick one because I like
It
them
is.
both for different reasons.
Yeah.
And they were both really strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they were both screwed over by Tony Stark.
Yep. Funny, though, how...
I mean, are we doing like a Batman type of thing, like where it's all gonna tie back to
I don't know.
like bad days and such?
Ra's al Ghul... Oh.
I'm just saying a lot of Batman villains came out because of Batman
Yeah,
in
you're
general.
right. Good point.
So
Good point.
are we getting that here with Spider-Man?
Good question.
Yeah, that is a good question.
Because was that something that was examined in the comic books?
What?
That the villains were somewhat created by like Spider-Man or Tony Stark, that
No.
it kind of brought them out?
No.
Okay.
No, they all had different walks of life, different things that they were doing. And they all worked together because they had a mutual hatred for Spider-Man, for
So-
foiling their plans.
Marvin, since you are a big Spider-Man fan, who would you like to see be the villain for the third Spider-Man film? It's tough, right?
Kraven the Hunter would be pretty dope.
That'd be interesting.
I've heard that, and people actually Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, that
for
would be
him?
really good.
People have said that's
Oberyn?
like that's
Yeah.
like dream casting.
That would be really, really well
That'd be
done.
interesting.
Yeah,
Because I
mean,
could just see it now. He knows who he is, and he's going to hunt him.
do you think that they should have him in his own film first?
No.
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 That they should just keep introducing characters in the Spider-Man films, or
Yeah.
not? Because I mean, we know that Sony is going to wind up separating. Spider-Man's still going to be in the MCU,
Yeah.
but they're going to keep their own films separate, and
Yeah.
we know Spider-Man's going to wind up making a jump.
Yeah.
Prefer it to be in the MCU or in its own thing?
I prefer it to be in the MCU.
Okay, I was just wondering.
Yeah, I think I definitely prefer to be in the MCU.
Okay,
I don't want them to go down the Venom or Carnage route.
but they're going to.
In the MCU, I don't think so.
Oh no, in the MCU, no.
No, in the MCU,
But it's going to happen.
It's going to happen
And-
over on Sony's side, but
It's so
Yeah.
weird that it's a part of it, but it's not
but it's-
at the same time.
and the thing is, the character is so steeped in Spider-Man lore, and they're just totally bypassing
Completely.
it.
Yeah.
No, but they're probably going to have Spider-Man be in that stuff.
But what relevance would he be now?
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't know. It's just, it feels so weird that it's a part of it, but it's not.
And that's what I think. It would definitely feel shoehorned, even though he should be there, because he's the birth of all of it.
I wish they would have kept Venom, so that way Spider-Man 3, that could have been something, that could have been introduced that way,
Yeah.
or down the road. I'm curious as to where they go from here. Again, I hope they keep Peter Parker exposed. I think that's an interesting dynamic to see, and then to see a more evolved Spider-Man, because I think they've done a good job moving him forward throughout these movies.
Yeah.
This is what his fourth actual viewing, right? Or his fifth.
Fifth,
Yeah.
because he was in Civil War first, Homecoming,
Mm-hmm.
Infinity War, Endgame, and then
and now this.
one now.
So, I mean, he's traveled through. So, closing thoughts.
Go watch this movie.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Right, meow.
Yeah, go watch it. It was actually fun.
Yeah.
You heard it here. Obviously, if you stuck around for it, you probably saw it too. Let us know what you thought. Let me know what your favorite scene was over on Instagram. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. Thanks for playing along with our contest. Again, Thomas Johnson, TJ.
Yeah.
He's a recent listener of ours who came over from the Outcrowd, and he's one of our loyal listeners.
I have
Thanks
one
for
other
love, guys.
question.
So,
What's up?
One other question for you. Rumors are still pretty hot for that they're going to include other Spider-Man, cinematic Spider-Men at some point in something. Amy Pascal went and said, yeah, we'd like to do it. Kevin Feige said it would be interesting if they could get something together.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on it? Because Feige actually commented saying, "That's actually an interesting idea."
It would be
or
interesting
something.
to get Jake Johnson from Into the Spider-Verse into this, and then Andrew Garfield, just get both of them into it.
Yeah.
I'd be cool with that. And the guy who played Kirk, I can't remember what was his name.
Oh my gosh! Now I forgot his name.
I'm just
Chris,
laughing
with a
because
P,
because he's ignoring the most obvious choice.
But you know the guy I'm talking about from the new Star Trek movies. I think it would be cool to get all of them in this. Chris Pine, yes, yeah, it would be cool.
I'm just
Because get them
laughing
in
because I would think that Maguire would make an appearance.
Who?
Yeah, I know.
It'd be cool if we got
Oh,
a.
dude, if they can get the
live
one from the
action.
70s Spider-Man TV
Oh,
show,
no.
get him in it. Yeah. Or the Japanese Spider-Man with his robot.
Yeah, no.
It's gonna happen.
Hey, last thing though, did you guys notice the Avengers Tower being rebuilt in the background?
No, I did not.
Anyone's thoughts on what it is? Because I've heard two things.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've heard the same two things, but I'm leaning more towards one than the other. And correct me if I'm wrong here, but the rumor is that it's either Oscorp or the Fantastic Four headquarters, Baxter Building. And and I'm leaning more towards Baxter Building
Yeah,
because
because in the comics, I want to say Avengers Towers in the Baxter.
well,
building.
there's a banner on that building
Yeah.
that says a big surprise is coming, 1, 2, 3, and then on the 4 there's a question mark. Yep.
Nice.
And I'm like, oh, please be Fantastic Four.
I didn't even catch that.
I would prefer it to be the Oscorp building, but I'm not.
I'm done with Green Goblin.
Can't be though because he's so steeped.
Hobgoblin.
I think if they're gonna do that way later.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Don't do it yet.
I'm not ready for them to
Those
rehash
wounds
that.
haven't
I
healed.
like the fact that the Vulture is one that wasn't done before. I like the fact that
If we can get
Mysterio was one that wasn't done before.
Willem Dafoe back, that would be great.
And that's why I'm on board. That would be. I'm on board
Goblin bombs.
with with like Kraven the Hunter. Like bring me a villain that
I would
that I'm
love
not
to have
familiar with.
Kraven the Hunter.
So, but anyways, that's all I got.
Oh, I have one more thing.
Oh, do you?
Because we
Shoot.
mentioned the one stinger. What about the final stinger?
The opening of Phase 4, pretty much. So it is revealed, right, that Nick Fury is on a spaceship out in the middle of nowhere, and throughout this entire movie, what's her name?
Captain Marvel?
No, Nick Fury and
Maria
Hill. They were Skrulls the whole time, right? They were good ones. They were good
But I
Skrulls.
do believe that the Nick Fury is founding Sword.
And that's the theory online right
Yeah.
now, is that he's up there working on Sword, which is a whole nother, and they've got a whole nother team of characters.
That
right?
is the same thing that S.H.I.E.L.D. is, but for outer space.
Yeah. Captain Marvel's part of that group, though, and then there's
Beast.
like 4 other characters, right?
There's a whole roster.
Is there?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's interesting to see where they go from here. That where the Infinity Saga is closed out. From here, it's
done, yeah.
it's full comic book territory. They can go any which way they want. They know that people will watch.
I will definitely be there.
I liked it. Like I said, it was a nice nod, a nice closeout. I liked the fact that we did get to close out Phase 3, and they gave you a little bit of like, well, things are gonna get crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if it's your cable getting close to the mic.
I don't know.
Whatever. Anything else?
No, other than I probably could have took or left that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though I realize Sword is a big
thing.
thing.
Yeah.
I get it.
I just like how they took Endgame and they didn't it wasn't too dramatic because Endgame was really dramatic.
Yeah.
And it was really like heavy, and they kind of took it. It was like, okay, this is the thing that happened, but we're gonna try to get lighthearted because of Spider-Man, and I was fine with that.
I liked it. Remember, guys, you can find us all at
That was a
innerhonestopinion.com.
weird transition. It's like, yeah, shut up.
No. I was going to let that be the closing thought. I agree with you. I'm not
Well,
going
no, I
to argue.
was going to say thanks to our listener for
Yeah.
participating and winning.
Yeah.
And thanks just all our listeners for just being supportive.
Yeah, man, we
Yeah,
appreciate it.
we-
All the likes, subscribes, every time you mention one of us to your friends. All of it, man.
We definitely appreciate it all around.
All that we tell 2 friends and have them tell 2 friends.
Yeah, 2 seasons strong. And although I don't actually say the numbers, but we've got a strong jump right now. We're early in July, and we've already gone through more than half of the streams and downloads we had from last month.
Yeah.
So totally appreciate it. You guys are awesome.
Thanks.
That makes it worth it. So
Maybe we should run another contest.
Next episode.
Yeah.
We'll give
Next
us some
episode?
movies.
Yeah.
Next
We're
episode.
we're gonna leave people on the edge of their seats.
That's right.
Hey man, we're just a little far from home.
Oh, I'm Will, and you can find me on Twitter at
I was gonna say
Will.
just like Yellow Dog,
Yes, the adventures thereof.
The Adventures of Yellow Dog.
And you can find me at the Artful Gent _ the Adventures of Yellow Dog.
Well, you're not gonna find that.
Look for it.
Yeah.
And you?
Yeah.
You forgot what you were supposed to.
Yeah, it was one of those things that I was too busy worried about my stupid yellow dog thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so Adam, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Adam_analyzes. What just came up?
I was just thinking, I'm Adam. You can find me on Adam. That was it.
Wow.
At Adam_analyzes.
Or sometimes on Jared.
Yeah.
And at AdamAnalyzes.com.
Yes.
Yeah.
All done.
That's all I got. We love you guys. Have a good night.
Cheers.
See you.
Thank you.